100,000 people smoking for 10 hours straight in the main square of the city. We have the power. We just don't realize it. There's no other group of people that could go and break the law, and I'm not even suggesting we're getting away with it. We are proving that the law is an ass. That the politicians are wrong, that the people are on our side. They have to be. Not a single person called to complain that there were 40,000 criminals, lawbreakers roaming the streets, breaking the law with impunity. Nobody called, because everybody knows. Everybody knows that marijuana is not only harmless, it's a freedom we should all have to put any kind of natural substance in our body on our own choosing. But consider that there still is a law after 2 million Canadians have had criminal records for possession, sale, or cultivation of pot. It's been going on for 40 years, and 2 million Canadians have criminal records for pot. They can't travel to the U.S. They can't get bonded. They can't get jobs in some areas. You know, if you get convicted of pot offense, you know, you can't go to a university in the United States. You might lose your children. You might have to forfeit your house and all your property. And for what? For something that everybody in the real world knows is okay. Doesn't hurt you. It's not people's business what you're putting in your body. You have a right to drugs. You have a right to marijuana. You have a right to be able to put drugs and marijuana and any substance you want in your body without anybody making you a criminal. And you remember that. The essence of being a human being is making decisions autonomously about your own body. If you don't have the right to decide what to put in your own body, what to do with your own body, then you are not a free person. You're a slave who's given permission every now and then to make your own decisions. Are you a slave? You're not a slave. Are you a citizen in a free country? Then you absolutely have to live like one. You have to be like this every day. But here's the thing. Not only is it our right to smoke marijuana, to possess marijuana, to grow marijuana, but you are doing the best thing that you can possibly do to your body by taking in marijuana. Marijuana is without question the most utilitarian, beneficial, fantastic plant of anything on this earth. There is absolutely no other plant or substance that can be made into clothing, can be used as medicine, can be used for enlightenment, can be used for oils, plastics, solvents, paints. It just doesn't exist. It's the most incredible plant. But not only that, if you use it for medicine, you know, I meet crippled up, really badly mangled, injured people all the time who tell me without cannabis, their life would be living hell. People with Crohn's disease, people with multiple sclerosis, people with epilepsy, people going into hospital for cancer, people who are all crippled up and in pain. You know, if you keep smoking marijuana, just a few puffs every day after age 52, you'll never get Alzheimer's disease ever. One of the leading causes of dementia and death in older people is Alzheimer's disease. There's not a single known case of anybody who smokes pot in their senior years getting Alzheimer's disease. Not a one. There's not a single case of anybody who's ever gotten lung cancer after smoking years and years and years of cannabis, like myself for 30 years, and many others who've been smoking 30, 35, 40 years. We don't get lung cancer, okay? In fact, THC is known to shrink tumors. Not only does it shrink tumors and attack cancerous cells, but cannabis is the only substance on earth, THC, that is known to regenerate cells in the body, in the brain. And not only just THC, but actual hemp oil squeezed from the seeds is one of the most powerful essential amino acids, omega-3, 6 in it, and that's incredible brain food. So you're not just exercising your freedom, you're promoting the most valuable, beneficial plant on earth. And yet, we are the most persecuted people. So you have to ask yourself, well, how did this happen? How did something like this become illegal? Why are people down on us? And this is what you must know. Marijuana was never made illegal because it was bad for you. It's not bad for you. Everybody knows that. That's not why it's made illegal. It's made illegal precisely because it is good for you. Because marijuana does two things. You know, most of you probably, I was a late bloomer. I started smoking marijuana when I'm 22. You probably started smoking mostly when you were in grade 8, 9, 10. Yeah, am I right? Is it pretty well grade 8 to 12 here? Right. And what happened when you had that first hit? You realized that everything your parents told you is bullshit, everything your teacher told you is bullshit, everything the priest is telling you is bullshit, everything the policeman tells you is bullshit, and everything the politician tells you is nonsense. marijuana takes that hypocrisy, that veil of hypocrisy that exists all throughout society. All those people who want unquestioning obedience to you, all the people who are taught to respect as authority figures, you realize that they're paper tigers. They wear no clothes. They don't have any power over us. They shouldn't be given power. And what the government fears the most are two groups of people, journalists and citizens that ask questions, because both people are in pursuit of the truth. And the government is all about lies, deception, and concealment, and punishment. It's not about the truth. It's not about telling the people the way it really is. It's not about government for the people, by the people. It's government oppressing the people. It's government oppressing the people. And the only way we can keep the government in line is if we continue to be free-thinking citizens. And that's what marijuana does. You know, when people who don't ever smoke pot ask me what it's like to get high, I say it adds a sixth sense to all your existing senses. Makes things taste better, makes things smell better, makes things sound good when you're listening to music. You're giving somebody a massage, feels a lot better. Sense of saying, everything is improved, the way you look at things. And additionally, you're elevated to a higher consciousness. You can empathize with others. You can get in the shoes of another person. You can feel how it is to be someone else. All of a sudden, you're willing to take a different point of view and consider a different point of view. Marijuana changes the whole way you think about existence and life, as well as making everything more exciting, more fun, more sensual, and more pleasurable. It makes you a better human being. It makes you a more free-thinking human being. And the government, they hate that. They want blind, obedient automatons who take orders and obey them. And right now we have a government, the Conservative government of Canada, that is blinded by their Christian fundamentalism of a most deranged sort. Each one of them, the Justice Minister, the Minister of Public Safety, the Prime Minister, are all fundamentalists of a zealous kind. And they believe in punishment. Punishment's very big. If you go to the website of the church that Stephen Harper belongs to, it's all about punishment. It's always like hell and damnation here on earth. And they want to make sure we are punished. You've got to take action. There will be a federal election this year. It is essential you defend your cannabis culture. You can... I'm not even going to suggest who you should vote for, but you should get involved. You should make a difference. You should get into the dirty business of politics, because if you don't, it will be used against you as a weapon. The only way we can defend ourselves is getting involved. And you're getting involved in something you can tell your kids. You're getting involved in something you can be really proud of, that I can be proud of you of. Because look at this. You know, from 1980 to 1991, there was not a single marijuana rally in all of Canada for 11 years. And in that time, they banned all the books about marijuana and all the magazines about marijuana. And the first rally was held of any size in 1993 in downtown Vancouver. And since then, this country's had rallies regularly for the last 17 years. And look how far we've come. Because people got involved. People just showed up. Man, so much of history is changed by people who just show up. Just make an appearance. Just show up to vote. It's like 2 hours. Show up to a rally. Show up to protest at the police station. You know, show up in the newspaper with a letter to the editor. Show up. Just make an appearance. You'll be amazed at what happens. My name is Marc Emery. I hope I'm with you next year. Some people in media call me the Prince of Pot. There's a great movie about me called The Prince of Pot. You can see it on YouTube. We just sold all our copies out. I'm in a lot of movies. A funny one called Super High Me. Should check that one out. I'm in a great movie called Escape to Canada. I'm in a really excellent movie that's just out about our business called The Union, the business of getting high. I'm in that movie too. And National Geographic airs an edition of Explorer about every 2 months called Inside Marijuana. You should check that out. It's online as well as on TV all the time. It's an excellent thing. I was just in a CBC show called Cannabis. You should check that out online. And I hope you will support me. You know, in the next 10 days, I could get extradited to the United States for my activity on behalf of the movement. And if you don't think it's political, you should go and see what the head of DEA wrote the day they arrested Mark Scott Emery, a.k.a. the Prince of Pot. She said it was all about the politics. They can't stand my magazine, Cannabis Culture. They didn't like the fact that hundreds of thousands of dollars were going to legalization groups all across North America and around the world every year. And they mentioned that in their indictment against me. All that money going to free the people, free the weed. So I might need your help. If I get extradited, I want you to make one hell of a lot of noise and bring me back.